this is Kinga from Wellness in Mind International Holistic Wellness Coaching. And today I want to talk to you about spirituality. When I was growing up, I grew up in Poland, in Warsaw, and I come from a Catholic family. So it was normal for us to go to church. I went to Sunday school, I learned all about the Bible and so forth. And as a small child, I quickly started to ask questions. I was very curious, and I had a really strong sense of wrong and right, and that things have to be, fair and just in the world. And as you probably know, that is not how the world works, and it's definitely not something that is standard in religion. And I don't mean, religion in the sense of the teachings of the religion, but the institution, the things that we people did to it, really. So I started to fight against the Sunday school. I told my mother I didn't want to go there anymore, and my mother gave me every opportunity to find my own way in things that have to do something to do with faith. I'm really, really grateful for that, because when I expressed, my concerns and questions, and I was like 5 at that time, she immediately, took me out of that school, and I didn't have to go anymore. And then later, I was, I think maybe 10 or something, I got a special Bible for my birthday or something, and that Bible was especially written for children with beautiful drawings and everything. And I've always been interested in religion, different kinds of religion also. So I started reading it, and it was great, it was beautiful. And then I read 2 stories that really pissed me off. And I mean, really, I went to my mother and I said, "What did you buy me in God's name? What is this?" And those were stories about, literally, it was said that when you didn't give everything you had to God, to church, then God would punish you. And that was something that, I couldn't comprehend, because to me, God was all about love and acceptance and tolerance and forgiveness. So, how could not giving him all your money and everything you possess be punished by him? So I was really angry at that. And also, there was a lady who didn't have anything and still managed to give something to the church. And there was this wealthy person who gave a lot of money, but not everything he got. And that was frowned upon by God. And, that really made me angry. So, again, I was disappointed with religion. And when I grew up, I, kept it at a distance. I didn't want to have anything to do with religious concepts. I did see myself as a Catholic, the standard rules that I had learned I could, apply in my own life, like do no harm and, such things. But I also explored other possibilities, and, the Islam, and then when I was, I think, maybe 25, I discovered Buddhism, which isn't a religion. But this video is about spirituality. And spirituality, to me, always, I thought, had something to do with religion. So also I didn't want to have anything to do with that. Because in spirituality, they talk about God and the divine, the divine timing and things like that. And I didn't want to have anything to do with it. And on the other hand, I grew up with tarot cards, with astrology, with numerology, with the I Ching, Buddhism, all those kind of things. And I didn't realize that all those things are part of spiritual practice. So I really had to struggle through that to realize that I'm really a very, very, very spiritual person without being religious, because the one and the other have nothing to do with each other. So I really wanted to give you that information, because maybe you're struggling with that as much as I did. And you know, to me, spirituality is all about fascination with life and taking responsibility for it, and it's a dimension that is crucial for our well-being. I can't imagine my life without it. And I know a lot of people who go through life, you know, just, you know, going to work, paying bills, getting married, having children, and dying, and somewhere in between they go on holiday or something. And that's not life to me. You know, there's so much more to explore and to not be afraid of, because I was really afraid of a lot of things. So it really opened up possibilities to me. And also in my conversations with my clients, I do incorporate spirituality in different forms, because not everybody, as I said, is open to, you know, full-blown spiritual concepts. But you can do a lot with it without, you know, immersing yourself in the whole teaching of spirituality. And basically it's something that is great to explore for yourself, you know, to follow your own path in this concept. So I hope this helps you in some way. And if you have any questions about spirituality or the way I use it in my practice as a psychologist, you know, please ask them. And if you feel like, you know, how can a psychologist be so spiritual? Because, you know, as you know, psychology is really a scientific study of human behavior, but it's it actually psychology actually means the study of the soul, not of the psyche, and not of our behavior. It's the study of the soul. So somewhere in time, in history, we deviated from what it was to what it is now. And I know a lot of psychologists and psychotherapists and psychiatrists that make the transition from being a psychologist to more of a holistic kind of healthcare provider. Because you know, when you go through life and you have all these experiences, and you start making you start analyzing everything that is happening, you start thinking about the lessons that you could be learning, then eventually it all leads to spiritual practice. So I'm really excited to share that with you, and to share it with the world, and to spread, you know, that love and understanding, and what it actually is, and that you don't have to be afraid of it, or that a psychologist who also practices spirituality isn't something that you should avoid in any form. Okay? So again, if you have any questions, please ask them, and I'll see you in the next video.